Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlethems. Welcome back to another episode of the Jaking Off Show. I am Jake Bassey, but you knew that already. I would like to apologize in advance because I didn't write a rant and put it out for you guys last week. I apologize for that. Now, technically, I did write it down, but I didn't record it or do any of that stuff because I decided that it would be a good idea to write a rant about the mass shootings that took place in Atlanta and in Boulder, Colorado, and in other places. Now, as the Boulder shooting was going down live, I broke out the notebook and started writing heinous, horrible things, with tags such as clean up on aisle 10 or some stupid shit like that. Not in good taste. Now, I wrote it down and I read it back to myself, and it's dark, it's fucked up, and maybe it will be funny later, but from the heart, it just seemed really fucked up and in poor taste to joke about stuff like that. And honestly, it's not funny. It's not funny. Mass shootings are not funny. People going fucking ballistic and shooting up a place of business or a grocery store or whatever. It's really bad. It's actually bad. Now, I wrote stuff down, and I decided not to put up that rant, and I really didn't have anything else going on in my mind. I had nothing. So I didn't post nothing. So I apologize for that, and maybe we'll get across. We'll get back on the road next week or this week, whenever this comes out. Jesus, it was not good. Not a good week. Just not a good week. I bombed 2 out of 3 mics that I did this week. I wasn't feeling good. I was in bed a lot. Now I'm usually in bed during since this whole shitstorm started. I've been sleeping a lot. Now I was basically incapacitated and letting the clothes chair pile up. I was letting it consume my life, and I was just sleeping a lot, and it wasn't good. Now, I decided to groom up, clean up my place a little bit. A little bit of spring cleaning can put you in a better mood. Messy place, messy mind, right? I decided to, just do some dishes, do some laundry, clean out the closet a little bit, vacuum the carpet, just make the place smell good, buy some weed, and just improve my mood. Because this week was not a good week at all. It was overall not good. I am getting more confident in my ability to make people laugh, but that's not syncing up with my self-esteem as a person. It's not syncing up, and I'm trying to find my purpose. Now, I think the conservatives in Washington might have a point on the liberals. They might have a point here, and that was there was this idea of universal basic income that Andrew Yang had proposed. Sounds like a great idea on paper. Sounds great, right? Free money. And the free money ran out, and now that I'm starting to feel the feeling of being cornered, I printed out some job applications. I'm going to hit the pavement this week, and I'm going to look local around first. I'm going to take a little walk and apply to some restaurants nearby and get some income going, because the unemployment ran out, and now I got to do something about it. Now, when the unemployment was coming in, I was able to survive and not go out into the wilds and catch the Rona. Although, we're starting to come out of it, there's hope now for this shitty dress rehearsal of a decade. I'm secretly hoping it gets worse. But at the same time, it's good that things are starting to turn around and people are starting to go out more and all that. And it's time to get my shit together. And I was losing my purpose. I was losing my drive. I was losing my ability to do stuff. And even though I have a lot more time now to do stand up and do the podcast and do the things that I enjoy, I have spent way too much time fucking off, and I've been spending way too much time just in my head, dissociating from everything, not calling friends, just being a sad boy. Boo hoo. Oh, he's so sad. I'm tired of that. I'm kind of tired of it, and it's time to get the ball rolling once again. And I've been lagging. I've been lagging. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's some goals that I have in mind. Now, I wrote down my goals last week, and guess what happened? It didn't happen. And yeah, that's disappointing, but we're going into a whole other week with a whole new set of rules. So, it's time to look at that goal sheet once again and get out of the fuck shit. We don't like being in the fuck shit. I need new headshots. I don't look the way my headshots do now. They're about 4 years old. It's time to fix that. I gotta get my medical card. And by medical, I mean marijuana, because in California, you just had to be over 21. Now, that's not the case here in Oklahoma City. I qualify because I'm a depressed boy. I'm a sad boy. And I got other problems, inflammation and all that stuff. And I need to get a medical card so I can get booked for certain shows. Now, these certain shows take place in lounges. Let's call them lounges. Now, you need a medical card to be in these lounges, so if I don't, I can't get booked for those types of shows, like Hotbox Comedy or the Three Cubes show. I can't get booked for those shows because of the way the venue is. Can't do that, so we gotta fix that. So I'm gonna get my medical card, not just to get weed, but so I can get booked for a larger variety of a type of show. Now, I have a darker sense of humor, and if the whole audience is stoned, it's kind of easier to get them laughing, with misdirection and stuff that doesn't necessarily make a whole lot of sense, but it's funny. When you're stoned, you laugh at dumb shit, and my jokes are pretty fucking dumb, and it'll get people going, what the fuck? It's a lot. It's a progress. It's a work in progress. And I've been climbing out of the fuck shit to inquire on booking at clubs that are in other places. Now there's a couple of things in mind. I have to have good tape, and I think I have okay tape, but we'll find out if these people say no or not. And if they don't, then we got to hit the pavement again and get good game tape. And I've recorded many, many, many sets. A lot of them are pretty much scatterbrained, but if I have the solid set down, the last open mic that I recorded, I didn't record any of my sets last week, which good. But the last set I recorded was good enough, and with the material that I did, I was hitting all the points. I was getting the right laughs. It was good audio. It was good video. And I have, I'm going to send that stuff out. But that being said, I might, some people want 15, some people want 10. This particular open mic was 5, and I just need to go again and try again and make another attempt. Now, I've been told that I have to actually go to the open mics at these said places and get into the scene, meet some people, yada, yada, yada. And there's sacrifices that need to be made. Now, I agree with that, but I also don't want to keep losing money. Like, I don't want to drive 3 hours to an open mic and then 3 hours back and not get anything out of it. Now, that is essentially gambling against myself, but I'm I'm smart and confident in my ability, but like I said earlier, it doesn't sync up with my self-esteem as a person. I'm scared of people. I don't like people, and it's nothing personal or whatever. I'm not the social creature that I claim to be. Sometimes people scare me. People only want to be around you when they want something from you. You know, it's made me very cynical and lack of trust in others. And I want to hope that people are nice, but I've been deceived so many times, man, and I'm just not ready for it. I don't want to do it. So there's like a balancing act that I have to do. I need to have good tape to get these bookers to go, okay, all right, that's good. We'll book you without necessarily having to go to that open mic and crush and network and all that. And I know that's important, but there's another way to do this. There's got to be another way, and there's got to be a smart economic way to do this without having it be like this crazy fucked up thing. I want to talk about my sponsor real quick called FNX. So basically, my sponsor is this, you know, supplement company. You know, vitamins, protein powder, that sort of thing for people that like to work out, people that like to maintain a healthy lifestyle, and that's very important nowadays. You want to keep your immune system up. You want to, have greens and all the good stuff, all the good stuff. Now, I got something called Super Greens, FNX Rebalance. It's a strawberry dragon fruit flavor, and man, it's good stuff. It's got it's got probiotics and prebiotics and, like, just all the good stuff that just makes you feel good. Like some of you already know, I have gastrointestinal issues. I have ulcerative colitis, and there's inflammation in that area. And this stuff honestly helps me go. It makes me have less trips to the bathroom. That's my purpose for it. And I also have multivitamin supplements that just helps keep me all together and, like, have energy and stuff, because I would drink those Monster energy drinks every freaking day, and it's caught up to me, and it's bad. It's bad, and I'm 30 years old now, and it's all going to be downhill from there if I don't take good care of myself. Now, I'm doing push-ups, I'm doing sit-ups, I'm trying to get back into my fighting weight again, but there's a link in the description for Phoenix Fit, and if you use the promo code JAKEOFF, you'll get 15% off. And just click that link down below, and you'll get a discount. And you don't have to buy it necessarily. Just check it out and see if there's anything that's worth your while. They've got all kinds of multivitamin things, collagen, zinc, elderberry, protein, vegan protein, if you're into that sort of thing. They got a lot of good flavors. If you could mix this stuff up with water, with coconut milk, whatever you want to use. If you want to use fruit, you can do that, and you'll get 15% off if you want to buy that stuff, and you'll be helping yourself out, and you'll be helping out the podcast. And that's all I got to say about that. And it's honestly, I wouldn't be sponsored by by a product that I wouldn't use myself. So I honestly use this stuff, and it's improved my life a little bit. And it's not just that stuff. You can't just have this stuff in your diet and eat the same shit. You got to eat well. No fucking Sonic. No Burger King. No Taco Bell. I know it's tempting, but we got to take care of ourselves, especially in these times. And it's really shown that, people that are more susceptible to dying from this COVID shit, they're fat, they're full of sugar, and the fucking vaccine, and Krispy Kreme did a thing where you could show your vaccination card and you'll get free donuts. Oh, yay. So we could still be a fat fuck. And that's missing the whole point of this whole thing. It's really put a shock into people that they got to stay healthy. and our diets are fucked. There's plastic in our meat. There's plastic in our meat. I read an article that there's like 10% plastic in fish products. Like, what? And that's because we're fucking up the ocean. And we're being really terrible to it. I used to be a sponsor for Liquid Death, hashtag death to plastic, and buying canned water as opposed to bottled water is more eco-friendly. I'm all about that whole thing. I was raised by hippies and all that. I used to be sponsored by Liquid Death, but I didn't sell anything because I didn't have the same amount of listeners that I have now. I have more now, and there's more people, watching, listening on all the platforms, and I'm trudging. I'm trudging, but I'm still moving. It might not always be with purpose. That's what trudging is. We're just kind of like hopelessly wandering around. I'm getting a little bit better at this, and you guys help me with that, especially the folks over at Patreon. Patreon homies, you guys have been the ones that have been there from day one. Thank you so much. It wouldn't be what it is without you guys, and I'm just staying consistent. We had an earlier episode out that came out earlier. This one's coming out a little later, and that's on me. That's on my own consistency issues, and it's really important to stay consistent. It's a good habit. Last week I said I was going to a wedding, and that's still on. That's still happening. And I found out that I can get a car rental on top of buying a plane ticket. And I'm going to rent a suit. Not rent a suit. I'm going to buy a suit. And that's starting to come together, and that's starting to look good. And I'm excited. The faster I get some income going, the faster that can happen, and the faster I can be an adult and do adult things and watch my friends get married while I'm still single and doom swiping on Tinder and all that, and just not finding the big-tittied goth girl that I've always dreamed of. She doesn't exist. Girl, I'm disturbed because I'm done with the thickness. Ugh. God, that was bad. I'm sorry if you're listening on headphones. That was really bad. I'll try to fix that in post. I don't want to make your ears bleed. That would be bad. One thing that's annoyed me this past week is that people are hyping television shows that are more than 10 years old, going like, "Oh, you haven't seen It's Sunny in Philadelphia? Oh my God, it's such a great show." Yeah, I'm sure it's great, but the fact that you're hyping the show to me makes me not want to watch it more. Oh, The Mandalorian. Oh, Game of Thrones. Oh, it's so good. It's so captivating. I'm not interested. I'm not knocking the show. I'm sure show is good. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure that it's a very captivating program with great acting, great cinematography, yada, 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 the whole 9 yards on what makes a good show. I don't care. I don't care. I don't have the time. I don't want to put in the time. And if I do get interested in a show, it's going to take me like 5 years to actually watch it, because I don't put time into watching television anymore. I don't. I just don't. I don't have time for it. I don't put in the time for it. Now, ideally, what I do want to put time in for is exercise, reading, writing, getting on stage, and at some point soon, a day job. Something. Where during my rest period, most people would want to sit down and watch something, but mine is just cooking a good meal and having a couple of bowls of goodness, green goodness, and resetting and reloading and getting my stuff done. I don't want to put in the time for television. Because let's say it's a comedy show. I'll fucking sponge brain, dude, and I'll fuck it up, and I'll have to question my own authenticity when coming up with a joke. Someone wanted me to join a Twitter. I don't want to tweet. Twitter's a very dangerous place. I don't want to go there just because I'll accidentally, trick myself into thinking I came up with something. Because I had a joke that I posted it on Facebook that, oh, the world's opening up, so the mass shootings are back. Guess we're back to normal now. Ha ha ha. And a comedian friend told me, he's like, oh, I think Mark Norman tweeted that. And I go, no. No, fuck it. Really? All right, let's look it up. Let's look it up. And it wasn't exactly that, but it was close to that. So it's not sponge braiding, more parallel thinking. And I don't want to join Twitter just to check my authenticity for what is an original joke. And man, that's the same reason why I don't get TikTok, or why I've been, where I've been off on social media. It just, the endless doom scrolling in bed for hours and hours. It's not healthy. It's not a good thing. And we're coming into spring now, and I got to get my shit together because I'm probably not gonna live until I'm 30 now. Let's say I live until 60, and I'm still doing this at this level. If I'm 40 and I'm still doing this at this level, I think it might be time to rethink some stuff. But we'll see what happens. Time will tell. Time will tell. I wanted to start. I wanted to do Patreon exclusive bonus episodes. I did a test of what that episode would entail, where I would talk about music and certain albums that I listened to when I was younger. And you know how a song would take you back in time, sort of? We're like, oh, I was this old when I first heard this song. Like, it takes you back to a certain place in your life. Like, I was listening to music that came out like in 2004, 2005. That was new music that was coming up when I was in high school. And I listened to some of those records, and I'm like, oh man, that's the person I was back then. And I want to do a Patreon exclusive, tested an episode, and it turns out that the subwoofer behind me that you can't see, it was making the table vibrate, and the mic was picking that up, and that wasn't good. So if I'm going to do that, I may have to, play the music from my phone and riff and rap about, those songs, and just play that in clips, because I can't do that on YouTube. I can't do that on Spotify. And that's why they're going to be exclusive, because I don't want to get in trouble for playing a song that's not mine, or that I have permission to, or whatever. I could just do that on Patreon. And I want to do that just because for the homies that are paying something on Patreon, I want to give you more. I want to do as much as I can, because you are investing in me, and that makes my job as an entertainer a little bit easier, because you're helping me out, and I want to give you good stuff, and I want to help you guys out. I want to entertain. I want to make you laugh. I want you to buy my shit. I want to make moves in this, and this has kind of been the only chance that I've had to really sit down and think. And I've wanted to have guests on, but like I said earlier, I have trouble with social skills, and being around people just scares the shit out of me. And I know that'll jump up the viewership and all that, but I know I can carry this on my own for a little while, because unless someone is just burning to be on and talk about their stuff, or like have shows to promote, then yeah, I'll do it. But it just takes me such a long time to trust people, because like I'm also taking time out of their day, because I'm asking people for their time. Some people have kids, some people have all that. You've heard me say it before. And is their time here worth it? And plus, they're coming into my fucking house, And for a while, it was a little dirty, and I'm a little embarrassed by that. The closed chair was starting to pile up, and I'm like, I don't want someone to walk into my house and the first thing they see is a fucking closed chair, I don't want to be that guy. And the Zoom thing, that doesn't quite work, just because I don't know. I don't know the technology. I don't want to, because the Zoom shows I did do were like really terrible in audio quality, and that was making myself and others suffer, and that's no good. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. I'm exploring a little bit more in the area. There's some new open mics around, and I gotta check them out. Now they're in like small towns, and you just want to put in the reps. Now I don't want to travel like too far unless I'm booked, and that might be the ego speaking. Ugh, we might need to sit down and mull that over for a little bit. But I just really don't want to go somewhere and not at least break even. Like the Tulsa gig. The Tulsa gig was a lot of fun, and I basically got covered in for the gas, and that's what made it interesting. I didn't lose anything, and I added a couple of people on the internet, yada yada, and I like those gigs. And thing is, I should do the road gig occasionally. I shouldn't do them all the time because I am going to have to find a day job very soon, and I want to be able to work and be able to pay rent, and occasionally do comedy in some places, and just do that until we bite the dust, until we can't anymore. And it seems perpetual. It seems never ending, but the longer I stay at the same level, the more depressed I'm going to get. Hence why I probably stayed in bed the whole week, because I didn't feel like I was making the right moves, that I wasn't doing things the correct way. Now, what is the correct way? I don't even know. I don't know what to tell you. There's no school on this whole thing. There's no classes. There's no fucking seminars on how to do this. You just do it, and it's a trial by fire, and you figure it out, and you shake some hands with people, and some people think you're going to be funny, and some people think you're a fucking dick. And you got to get involved with cliques and stuff like that. Like, I don't think I'm going to get... I think it's going to be another, like, several months before I get booked at a showcase show at Bricktown. Because I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to say anything. But those who know. Because that... I mean, someone told me jokingly that you have to, like, fuck the booker. And it's like... First of all, I knew this business was dirty, in LA especially. I knew this was it's a low art. You get sketchy people from this low art, and not everyone is a professional. Now, this person was joking when they said that, but I smelled a grain of truth in that statement. Now, like, you have to be tight with the booker. You got to be friends with the booker. I know that, but like... favoritism and nepotism, like that's a thing, but I want to be a pro about it. Like, I want to deserve it. Like, I don't want to cozy up and be a fucking home wrecker, this person's in a relationship. I can't, no. We can't do that. That's not good. And I'm actually tired of being around comics that get high before doing a set. Now, I am shit at being high performing comedy. I don't remember the stuff. I don't remember the material. I don't remember what to do, because braining is hard when making the words go. And I know I got to stay sharp, and I got to stay clean, because it's a mental workout, and I got to be sharp for these things. And people are just partying around and drinking and smoking, and the itch on me relapsing has come back a few times. Yeah, it's no good, because I'm surrounded. I'm going to bar shows. I'm surrounded by people, like, being inebriated and all that, and that was a real problem for me, and I have to fight that. So that's what makes this especially challenging. But I have to be around it. I have to be around these people that do these things, and it's not always easy. And I got stoned. There was a blunt being passed around last Thursday, and I fucking sucked. I was just rambling aimlessly, kind of like how I'm doing now, except only this time it was on stage, and there was people just going, oh, that's funny, that joke bombed, but that made me laugh because I'm a comic and your joke sucked. Like, I can't be around that. But what else? Those are always going to be around, because you got to put in those reps, and you got to do that, and you got to be in that environment, and if you're going to get better. Especially when it comes to handling hecklers, man. Shit. I learned by watching someone else get heckled, and you gotta make nice with these folks. And I just want to put my head down and keep moving and just focus on the work. And those that know what I'm up to know that I want to be a professional about it. And there's going to be people that just want to get fucked up and party or whatever. And that's me on some days. I like to hang out, but I've become quite the reclusive person because of my gut condition. And I was like talking to some girl online, and she's like really outdoorsy, and she's like, I want to go canoeing or whatever the fuck. Like I want to, but I can't because you're in the middle of the water and there's nowhere to go to the bathroom, and that would be embarrassing, and that's not the thing I want to do. And man, it's just turned my whole entire social life upside down. And I want to focus on what I want to focus on. And if someone wants to go on a date, hey, guess where it's gonna be? Comedy club. You want to go to dinner? You want to have you want to go to a restaurant? It's gonna be at a comedy club that has like finger food and stuff. It's not gonna be fucking sushi or steak or whatever. It's gonna be nachos and ginger ale or whatever. Bar food, popcorn and beer nuts or peanuts or whatever the fuck. And that's my fucking life. Is that you're gonna get paid sometimes in food that's not good for you, and I can't eat the shit because my insides will bleed and it be inflamed, and that's where this shit comes in. But I gotta be like hyper strict on everything if I'm going to make this work. And last week was nothing but humble pie and failure. I didn't even write a rant. I felt off. I didn't feel that it was appropriate. And look, it's a new week now. It's a whole new set of rules, and we start from zero. Everything's from scratch now. I gotta take the car to the doctor. I gotta do some stuff and make the right moves, get the oil changed, and all that, man. But maybe I'll rant about the ship that got stuck in the Suez Canal. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. But I need to write. I didn't write anything new this past week, and I felt off, and I got to fix that. And that's it, and that's that. That's all I wanted to talk about. That's all I wanted to get off my chest. This has been very therapeutic. I mean, I use this for therapy. But I'd be more successful at this doing an OnlyFans, right? No, I'm gonna do it my way. And again, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for keeping in touch. Thank you for your support. And I really mean that, sincerely. Sincerely, I mean that. I wish this was funnier. I wish I could rant and rage and be upset about the things going on in the world. I got to look into current events more because it makes me mad and it puts me into a blinding rage that makes me want to punch through a hornet's nest, and it makes me want to jump off a fucking bridge. It makes me want to set things on fire and be an angry person. But there's like a tightrope act to that because I used to set things on fire and be a very angry person. I mean, I'm still angry, but I digress. I got to pay attention to what's going on in the world. So like something called NFTs. I don't even know what that is. There's still kids in cages. There's still stuff that I can make fun of and learn about. But I didn't do that this week or last week. I didn't do that. And I just got to let it build up inside and then be the fucking crazy guy. The guy on the logo and all that stuff. I'm addicted to comedy. I want to be that guy. At least for 45 minutes at a time. But thank you guys for sticking around. I really appreciate that. And I'll see you guys next week. And maybe there will be another rant on the YouTube. Who knows? All right. Okay, thanks. Bye.